Hiya, and welcome back to T&Cs podcast.
Hiya.
Haha. This is going to be a bit of a different one. It's not really a podcast.
It's more giving out advice, even though you never asked for it. I mean, some of you did.
We asked for it. We put on Instagram, Twitter and Snapchat, well, Twitter to refer to, asking you guys to send us through advice or situations that you would like our advice on. A lot of them are stupid. Some of them got a bit sort of more
serious in tone.
Ish,
which
kind of.
Will, to our best of our ability, we'll try and help.
Yeah, don't...
Take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't take anything we see necessarily too seriously, because...
But if it sounds like it makes sense...
If something goes wrong, I don't want to be held responsible.
T&Cs is not responsible for any misconduct
Negative
or
outcomes.
failures that we provide.
Yes.
That's
so,
a contract. Disclaimer, that's the word.
So, shall we start?
Yeah, I'll let you start.
Right. First one. Your boyfriend watches Love Island without you. What do you do?
Let him, because it's shit.
That's kind of my advice too.
If you watch Love Island, you're wasting your time anyways.
If your brain cells are that low. This is going to get the video with all the dislikes on it.
Yeah. I mean, if you watch it, some people, I watch Family Guy and people don't find that funny.
Picture it from a point of view if it's a show that you like.
Well, yeah. Then I suppose I'd be a bit annoyed if they watched, like, if you were both literally from episode 1,
if
and it was like
came to an agreement that you only watch it with each other.
Yeah.
Like, he might not be at the understanding that he can't watch it without you. But if he's and he'd done it, then...
I mean, we watched Neighbours, and I'd be fuming if she watched, like, tomorrow's Neighbours with ours. So, probably...
We're a 40-year-old couple.
What you do is, right, is you walk up to him, right, as he's eating his, like, food.
Give him a swift...
And you slap it out his hand, and you go...
What was that all about?
No, you don't even say anything, just shake your head, look at him, and go... Love Island, without me. Are you for real? Do you know who I am?
That always gets them.
Exactly.
Ask them if they know who you are.
Exactly.
You know, your partner.
And then if they say no, then be worried.
Yeah, baby. Do you want to go or shall I go?
Right, so I'm going to go with a jokey one, because...
As if that was a serious
well,
one.
yeah, but this one is from her dad,
Oh, God.
Stephen.
You want straight for this one? He wanted the shout out, by the way. We're going to keep all these anonymous, but he wanted a shout out.
Also, 120 views on this, and he'll come on one. So, and he's got some mad stories.
We wouldn't obviously just get people on that doesn't have stories.
Yeah.
My dad has lived one of the most eventful lives.
That is that man.
With stories that are stupid and funny, but one of the stories relates to this question.
Exactly.
Of which, if we get 120 views, he will come on this podcast.
I think this is the first time we've also set a
we've
view
never,
goal,
yeah, we've
or some
never,
sort of goal. Bad. Right, so I'll read it out.
Yes.
He asked, "What do I do if I fart and follow through, but are nowhere near a toilet and have no bog roll?" Wow.
Okay, let's have the situation as if you're, I'm assuming, in public.
Yeah. So I'm guessing you're just walking down the street, and suddenly you think you're going to fart, and then all hell breaks loose. But it's a mess. Your pants are just right off, tax right off. Get it?
My advice is, if it's black pants, better.
Yeah. Waddle.
Go into an alleyway, take off your pants, use, like, your underwear.
Yeah.
Use that to wipe and to clean a bit up, because you're going to get rid of them anyway.
Yeah.
Right? Hopefully this back alley has its dumpster in. Put the underwear in the bin, or put them in some form of carrier bag to take them to a bin.
Or if you're that desperate, just leave them and let the world deal with it.
Yes.
You nasty human being.
Pull your pants back up and go home because you need help.
Or go to your nearest toilet, you know, because
they say that there's no toilet around, though. That's
true.
Well,
go to Primark.
Go to Primark.
While you've got shit in your pants, dribbling out the bottom. Buy some jeans, go to a change room. Just change there, leave your shitty things in there, because Primark, it's not the nicest place in the world, so it won't be out of place.
I've literally got no comment to follow up on that one, so we're going to go to the next question. A little bit of a more serious one. How to deal with arguments in a relationship.
Immaturely and as childish as possible. No.
So you're going to break up with them every time they don't do something that you agree with. No, handle them maturely.
Yeah.
Try to...
I mean, we say this, but when we have an argument, we're just... sit in silence for half an hour until one of us goes, I'm sorry.
That's not necessarily how we deal with them. What we'll do is we'll vent. This is personally how we deal with them. I like my phone. We'll vent. We'll get everything about the issue out of our system. Then we normally do, yes, just act like children and end up sitting in silence for a little bit. But then we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
We'll never just leave the argument. We'll have our little squabble. We'll have our time to cool off. And then we'll get our mature heads on and we'll actually have a conversation about what the problem was.
Because if you have an argument and then just leave it at that, then it's going to come up eventually again, which will make it worse.
I was going to say, you have to come to a solid conclusion within that argument as well, where there's an understanding. So it's not just a case of, like you might have a problem with going and doing something. Like, I might not like you going to town and going and getting smashed or whatever. You might not like it with me. So then you explain that point, but you also explain why. And you explain that, yes, that's something that you might need to deal with. Like, if I didn't like it with you, that might be something I also need to deal with and work out. But you also have to understand that that's how I feel. And then you just come to a common conclusion and a common ground that maybe don't go to town all the time. Maybe you might go every weekend and maybe go every other or every month.
Come to a compromise, basically.
Always come to a compromise in it.
Point, evidence, explain, as you learned at school. So get your point across, hit it with some evidence, and then explain why you feel like that. And then, hopefully, they'll do the same, and you'll just meet in the middle, and you'll be like, okay, I hear your point, so I'm going to say mine. And then you both lovingly hug and kiss, and you just wait for it to blow over. Yeah. And then make out.
But if the argument comes up all the time and it's...
Yeah,
there's probably a deeper issue to the problem, and maybe that's something that you need to take a step back and work out more than just that argument as to what's wrong with it.
I was going off this as it's just like a little sort of thing, like...
Well, that's what I mean, like, obviously from the little argument...
If it's something bigger, then you need obviously a longer, more serious talk.
Yes. Which is what sort of that contrast was of maybe looking at it more from an outside perspective than a...
Yeah. Exactly.
Perspective.
So just talk to the other half if you've got problems. Pretty much. Right. Now, one of my friends asks, where to get a haircut like yours? Well, to get this fine barnet, right?
We have explained how that's sarcasm, yes, in previous podcasts.
Yeah. To get this absolute...
unit
look of a unit of a look. Turkish barbers in the galleries, opposite the Blood Donor Foundation. What's it called? British Heart Foundation.
Shop.
Yes, and you'll get this dead trim in your own style. Thanks, love.
Could you imagine if she was like a number one fan?
I couldn't care.
And you go in for a haircut next time and you deliberately
ask for me length next time.
It.
Don't just go, oh, you said short, I'll do it as short as possible. That's not what I said. I went, can I just get it trimmed on the top? It's not trim. This is a...
Again, I think I'm going to have a lot more... There's some stupid ones, but I think a lot more...
You've got about 40 and I've got about 6, so...
a lot more serious. When's the right time and / how do you find the right relationship?
Right, well,
It took me 18 years, so...
When it comes to relationships, I feel like you have to be at a certain maturity level if you want a long one. Because if you go into a relationship thinking, it'll just be 3 months, then that's the wrong mentality.
You have to go into with the intention of, this is the person.
Because there's a relationship and then there's a fling.
Yes.
And a fling is like this.
And you have to be open with that. You can't just say you want something knowing that you want it to be a fling.
Exactly. Because that's just manipulation.
I also feel like, in terms of that, you have to go through some bad ones.
Yeah, they always say that.
Some bad times to understand how good is when you get it. So like, if I hadn't went through some of my exes, I might not be as appreciative of you.
Yeah. Because
I've not seen how some people can be manipulators, like you say, or some people can be cheaters, or some people can just not love you, and some people can do this. To then find you who can contrast that. Probably like making his head huge. But like that type of examples, to then find the person where you're like, why did I put up with those people?
They always say that you've got to go through the bad before you find the good.
You'll never understand what the good is if you've not experienced the bad. That's what kind of the good thing and the bad is.
But if you know it's going to be a good relationship when you both want to be around each other, you tend to 99% of the time he's laughing and joking. He's just like where he's do anything. It could be sitting in the house or going out. He's just enjoy being in each other's company.
Yeah, you could sit in silence. But he's with each other.
Like we do that where now we're at the point where we could literally sit on our phones for half an hour, but because we're near each other, we don't mind.
We'll talk about stupid shit on our phone if we have to.
When you get in one, don't feel like you've got to talk to them. It's going to sound weird, but like, because when people get in a relationship, they tend to feel like they've got to constantly
forced.
Yeah, like they've got to talk to you all the time. Just it's got to be natural. It can't be like you can't force anything, because
things like that where you feel like, ugh, I have to go see them today. Ugh, I have to message them when I get home.
Yeah,
that's not good. You need to have that sort of, I'm gonna go see them today. I'm gonna message them as soon as I get home because I want to talk to them. You need that constant butterfly feeling, or it's just not there.
Yeah, I mean it's natural as well. Like you say all the time for it to fade.
Yeah.
But you know it tends to be after the, like I've said this to you and you said to me, after 3 months it tends to, like
4.
Or 4.
That's mine.
Yeah. Then like that's when you know if you're still in that same, because they say it's the honeymoon period.
Yes.
If after the honeymoon period
you're still okay.
Yeah, then you know that it's like going to be good and still.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. But that's the best way to judge it, I say, is after 4 months. If you're still in the same boat as basically when you first met, then you should be sound.
You still get the butterflies and the goosebumps and not just like, let's go see them.
Exactly.
But also having the compromise of like you don't have to see them all the time.
Like I try to say to you.
And like I try to see, we're not having this domestic on camera. Have that sort of understanding of you can go out with your mates and you don't have to bring them, or you can go out with your mates and you can bring them. Like the understanding
that to be fair, that
you're always with each other, but you don't have to be with each other.
Also, a little tangent, but that to me that's another good thing, a good sign in a relationship when, like, you're comfortable with bringing me out with your friends and vice versa. Because if like
you're not like embarrassed.
Yeah, because if we were at the point where like I'd be like, oh, my friends have asked us to come out, and you'd be like, oh, but they've asked you, but I don't want you to come. Then it's like, well, why? What's he? Yes. Why is he? Am I embarrassing? And then it would start putting doubt.
Yes.
But to be fair, you should be comfortable anyways, because they say the person you go out with represents a bit of you. So.
Jesus. Well, don't they say that apparently the girls, like for a boy, they normally look for qualities that the mum had, and for a girl, they normally look for qualities that the dad had. If obviously you're in a heterosexual relationship.
Beautiful and very, very funny.
Stephen, you can just stop watching at this point. He's just going to keep going.
What?
You need to stop. My boyfriend's having an affair with me dad. It's a real issue. Boyfriend comes home drunk. What do? I'm not continuing with what you put. Your boyfriend comes home drunk, proper steaming. The rest of it is it hasn't brought you a McDonald's, so do you break up with them? But I feel like it's sort of more of a realistic topic if your boyfriend comes home steaming.
Where you put them to bed?
Yeah. Well, okay, so the McDonald's...
obviously you didn't want to read the whole bit out, because if they didn't bring home a McDonald's, if Steph didn't bring home a McDonald's, after going to McDonald's out of her way and didn't ask me for one, I'd be fuming.
That's funny, isn't it?
What?
Happened after football. When you went to McDonald's.
Oh, did I get one?
Did
I get one? Because I was like, I need to go in because I was going to get you some, but then my driver went through the drive-through and I felt too hot to get some.
Well, you could have.
But did you get some food later that I paid for? Did you? Oh, she did. Oh, look at that. You try to bloody make it seem like I didn't do that, but I did.
Do I want a McDonald's?
Go yourself.
You know what it is?
Where am I?
I'm going to Uber Eats after this video.
We're having a domestic.
No, this is just going to be like a therapy session. T&Cs therapy.
But no, I'd be a bit annoyed. But then you could also forgive them because they're drunk.
Yeah.
But if they didn't at least offer you some, then I'd be
knowing that you wanted some.
Yes. Like if you had chicken nuggets and you went 2 on 1, and I was like, yes, thank you.
And you went, psych, and then it myself.
And then I'd punch it
then
in the
set
nose.
up the couch because they don't deserve to sleep in the bed. Okay.
So somebody asked, I've already came out as gay, but accepting your sexuality when you've came out is a big thing at the moment. Discuss.
Discuss.
Well, I didn't say that, but I just had.
It's like a 12 mark on your GCSEs.
Which, it is an interesting topic because you were saying this off camera. What was it? It's a big deal.
Coming out these days is classed as a big deal, but however, personally, I don't think coming out should be a big deal.
Yeah.
Because why is the go-to sexuality to be straight? Why do you have to declare that you're gay? You should just be like, I am gay. Because it shouldn't be a big thing. Yeah. I'm trying to word it correctly because I'm not saying obviously that like you shouldn't be or you shouldn't whatever. Because you should do what you want. But the go-to sexuality shouldn't, like, if gay people have to come out straight, but gay people have to come out as gay, sorry, why don't straight people have to come out straight in the same tension and pressure that gets put on people that aren't?
I mean, to play devil's advocate, the most common sexuality is obviously heterosexual.
Which is my point.
Which is why, but I do agree with the whole, why is it a big deal when someone comes out as gay? It should be normalised, so it's like, if you just go, oh well, I'm gay, I'll be like, okay. It shouldn't be like, oh my god, I'm so proud. Like it should be just like, alright, cool, fair enough. I mean, and obviously it's massively brave if you.
Oh, completely.
Because obviously some people don't feel comfortable telling people, but when they do, obviously it feels like relief.
Yes.
But society has made it seem as if it's like, I'm trying to word it. Seem like it's like this a mad thing, this massively mad thing, and it's like, well, realistically, if you want to go out with someone of the same gender, then go ahead. Why is it a big deal?
More power to you.
Exactly. Like, I salute you. You know what I mean? Yeah. You are who you are. People shouldn't have to basically
feel like they need to hide.
Yeah, feel like they need to express it as if it's like it's something on, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, it's been killing us for ages, so I feel glad to get it out. It should just be like, well, I am who I am.
You. No one of the right mind, because I know there's some twisted people out there who will, no one should or will judge you if they're close to you, because realistically you tell people obviously that you're close to, you're not just gonna go to a stranger and be like, yeah, right, I'm gay. Like, you tend to tell, it tends to be a big deal in people that you know. However, people that you know are gonna love you no matter what.
We'll see.
They're not gonna judge you. You're not gonna think that I can't tell my mum and my dad or my brother or my sister or my best mate of 7 years because they might not love us or they might look at us differently. If they're that close to you, they probably already know.
Yeah. Also, because there's technically a second part of the question, which is accepting your sexuality when you came out was a big thing. So, like, I feel like if you're around people who support and thingy you, then it's easier to accept what you are, because obviously it's seen as different when it shouldn't. It should be a normal thing. But, like, if you're around good people who generally care for you and want the best for you, they'll accept you. They'll make it easier. They'll help you accept who you are and like what you want and stuff like that. But obviously, if you're around bad people who are around people who will be like, oh, I wouldn't dare be gay, and then clearly it's not going to be easy, and you'll just be like, well, I should confine. I should force myself to be straight because like my friends matters. Then it's like clearly they're not your friend.
You don't feel comfortable enough to talk about it in front of them because of the fact that that's how they reacted in the first place.
Like it. Whatever you are, you should be comfortable in your skin. Like race, weight, whatever. You are who you are, and no one can change that. If you like anime, you like anime. Just because someone else doesn't affect you. Like, I like football. Some other people don't like football. Do I care? No, because it's what I like. It's what I am. I'm straight. You know what I mean? That. Just because
this is my confession, I'm straight.
Right. Like, I'm straight. If someone disagrees with that, because I act a bit different sometimes, then that's their problem, not mine. That sounds like a them problem.
Sounds like a you problem.
So if you're gay, happily lesbian, happily whatever, just be happy, just accept it, you know what I mean? There's people out there who will support you, who are just like you, who you can talk to and be comfortable with.
Yeah. If there's people that are around you that feel like you can't accept it, then you shouldn't be around those people.
Exactly.
Find yourself a new crowd.
Then clearly they weren't really your friend, right? They weren't really your friend, because friends support you no matter what you do.
Why would your friend only accept you because you were straight? Why would they not? Well, and even so, if you came out as gay and then later decided, well, I don't think I am. I think I am actually. I went through that time where that was my preference, but now I'm different, or I'm now bi because I like them both. It's just acceptance. They shouldn't like.
What
this is not a problem.
The thing that annoys me is when, like, someone will come out as like gay or something, and then you'll just see people just instantly bring them down.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're not. No, you're not. It's like, that's not
Remember
your
that
choice
one
to
time
make.
that you kissed someone of the opposite sex? That means you're straight. No.
It's like they cannot tell you
what you are.
Like, if you like men, you like men. That's your choice to make. That's not your friends.
Yeah.
They don't influence that. That's your own experiences defining who you are. So then that makes the decision yours, not theirs.
Only thing that's wrong and shouldn't be accepted is if you're sleeping with your cousins or your brothers. Then maybe you should go to therapy, but everything else should be.
But yeah, except
okay.
love yourself.
Is okay.
Love yourself. Like I love myself because I love me, and you should love you too.
Respecting yourself will help other people respect you, because you'll then surround yourself with people who respect you.
It's all about the respect.
It's all about the respect. Okay, that was you, yes?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's pretty much all I've got.
Funny one or serious one?
We'll go serious because I like the...
We're on that side. Which friends are good friends?
I've basically just said
or
it really.
How do you know which friends are good friends? Yeah, we'll have...
Ones that, that'll stick by you no matter what, and even right, because you see their memes all the time, and it's like, the best friends are the one that where if you haven't spoke to in months and then you speak to them, it's like you've never left each other.
changed, yeah.
That is
true.
That is true. Like,
don't need to speak every day.
Literally, your good friends will support you no matter what you do. If you make mistakes, they'll help you. You know, they'll laugh with you, they'll cry with you, they'll hug you if you need it. If you message them and you've got something on your mind, they'll message you back. You know, they'll help you if you go through things. If you want to do something, they'll go with you. You'll laugh. You'll, like I've just said, they're the best friend. The ones who are just like, oh well, I'm bored. Do you fancy coming out? Because they're bored. The ones it should be
that want you, not that have to put up with you.
Yeah,
I've seen a post where it was like, there's a difference between people that have time for you and make time for you.
Yes, powerful.
There's a difference between I'm free Saturday, do you want to go do something, or I can make room to see Saturday.
The ones that make room for you are the best ones.
Yeah.
Like, who are like, oh well, I've got football at 6, but I can come out for like an hour beforehand.
Just like, because they want to see you.
Rather than being like, oh well, I've got football at 6, it'll be like 12 o'clock, they'll be like, so I can't.
When they've got all day. Actually, you know what it is? It might be a tangent, but it's kind of on the same thing. So one thing that annoys us about people when they've got one thing going on in the day, and they think it takes up the whole day.
I mean,
I've
like, probably been hypocritical because I've probably done the same.
It's like, you could be off, say, like summer holidays or whatever, and you're off, right? And it's like, oh, I've got football training at between like 6 and 7, so I can't do anything at like 12 in the afternoon. Like, the people that tend to make excuses just for the sake of I don't think are necessarily the best of friends.
Another thing is, like, just say don't have any money and like your friend does, and they're like, oh, we should go shopping.
Like,
a good friend will be like,
invite this person because I've got no money.
Actually, scrap that. A good friend is if you don't have enough for your food and they pay for your food and they don't ask for the money back, that's a good friend. Friends who are like, oh, I remember that 96 pence you owe us from like last year. Well, I'll transfer it now.
The person I'm looking at knows who I'm looking at. Okay, the person while you were saying that I made dead eye contact with knows who I'm looking at.
Me?
No. Oh. I look down the camera and they know who I'm aiming it at. Who I'm aiming what you just said at. Because that is what a good friend is, and you shouldn't. It's not a case of I'm doing it because of whatever, or I'm doing it because I'm loaded and I'm just trying to brag. It's because you love your friend and you want them there. And if having them there means you chip in an extra 10, 20 quid, then it's because you love them. It's not because you have to or you whatever. It's...
Realistically, going out, paying to do things to make it fun. Is, I don't,
can do things without money.
That's what I mean. If you can have fun without spending money, basically the same as what I was saying about a relationship, but with friends. Like, if you can have fun just by sitting in a park or like going for a walk, then that's a good friend, really. So yeah.
You don't have to always have an event to do.
You sense when you've got a good friend.
Invite them round.
Like, a good friend will be the one that's in a group, and you say something and no one else and they'll hear you.
Yes.
That's a good friend.
That's a good friend.
That's a good friend.
God, are we just quoting memes?
Yeah. Memes are a good source of finding good messages.
They are.
Look at memes.
A good friend knows dank memes.
Yeah. A good meme equals good friends.
My lord.
So see if I've got any. Well, I've got one that's not hard to answer.
Oh, hello.
How to be sexy? Well, I mean, it's not hard when you look like this, but normally it takes a bit of charisma.
My God.
And good looks, which, I'm fading a bit in that department.
Should I be completely honest?
What?
I'm cheesy and we'll get a slap after this video. You want to know how to be sexy? Be nice.
That's true.
Be nice, be honest, be genuine, be funny. There's nothing more sexy than a person with a personality and a good one.
You could look like the most beautiful person in the world, but if you've got the personality of a shovel, then I'm sorry.
Imagine having all the looks in the world and then not being able to hold a conversation. What's the point?
Exactly. So that's literally that's true. There's nothing worse than that.
So I think personally, and not to sound like, oh look at that Haitian guns, like sexy is a personality, a good personality.
I agree.
Not how you look.
I agree.
You saying that I don't look good? I was going to do it to you, but I retracted in my head.
Yes, I'll be you.
I was going to do it to you, but I was like, oh, can I be bothered with the argument after the camera? Right.
Nathan was later jailed for beating us.
When do you think you should move into your first house/flat?
Oh, that's quite that's quite a real one, because realistically, we could be doing that. We'll be doing that in the future.
I thought you were just going to pop it out as if we're going to move out next month. Excuse me.
I don't know. You've got to, in my eyes, you've got to have a year or 2, 3 in a together before you even think about that.
Oh no, never just jump into it.
I mean, I've obviously moved into your parents' house.
Yeah.
Don't know why I've stalled. But so far, so good. Obviously, But
know that you can live together.
Yeah, because moving out into where it's just used to is a completely different thing to just going over your houses and that. Because you're there with each other
constantly,
every day, all day. It's just used to. So if you don't wash a dish, I can't rant to your mum. It'll be I'll have to rant to you.
Yes.
And stuff. Obviously, you've got to
you can't rely on the parents to do everything.
Yes.
You have to understand the maturity and the responsibility that you have to do it yourself.
Exactly. It's a two-way street, especially if you're moving in with. It's a two-way street. You've both got to find a middle ground in when it comes to paying bills, doing stuff around the house.
That's another thing. I think you started touching on it. You have to don't move out until you're
financially sound. Stable. You can't just move out with 20 quid in your pocket and no job. You've got to
save. Save.
Yeah.
Don't spend any money. Save. Pay your taxes. Die.
But see, here, right, I want to pitch something a bit. You won't agree with us because I know what you like because I've said it before. Right. I think, personally, if you're moving out with someone, you should start in a flat or a little house for 4 years.
My only thing with that, and it comes from my parents' advice, is working out long term isn't always the best. If you're gonna, I personally feel like, and I know it's a massive thing, but the whole mortgage thing is the better route on the terms of getting a mortgage. You're set. You're up. You've got this. Renting while also trying to save for your own place in the future isn't as easy as what people make it out to be. If you're paying all your bills and your rent and your stuff, and you're also then trying to pay for your groceries and all this, and then trying to put bits on the side to save for a future place while also trying to have a social life and go out and do stuff, it's virtually impossible. I feel like, I'm not finished. I feel like you go down the route of you rent and then you come into money and you can do it. But if you're not that lucky, then you rent and you're renting for life, which I'm not necessarily is a bad thing. However, I'm not. Camera cut out. People that rent, yes, completely fine. There's no problem with it at all if that's your living. However, looking from just what my point of view is, from what my upbringing and my parents have have told us, because my information might be completely wrong. I'm just basing it off, obviously.
So I'm about to counteract it, but
what I've been told. What was I getting at?
Saying that mortgage is better long term.
I've lost my train of thought. Long term, mortgage is more beneficial because the same that you're paying for rent, you're paying to put down on a mortgage that you then own that place after so long. Where you're renting, you could pay the exact same as someone that's paying the mortgage and still have to keep paying that because you're not renting. Because you've not mortgaged, so it's not your own place.
So, to counteract what she's just said, with my idea of renting and then getting a mortgage on a house, is if there's just 2 years, then you only need a 1-bedroom place, which are much cheaper than like places you're probably thinking of, like 3-bedroom, 2-bedroom.
Can I also just point out that you don't
always... I'm not finished.
Right. Or can I just come in and say that flats aren't always just rentable? You can get a flat on a mortgage if you're thinking about with that.
I know, argument. I'm not just... I didn't say you couldn't. No. Right. No, and also, there is rent-to-buy schemes, which, if I'm not mistaken, my grandma is doing. Because my grandma's lived in her house, she's been paying rent for about... ever since she was little, so a long time. And she has the option to buy her house for cheaper because she's been renting it for near enough 40 years. Which, right, if I'm not mistaken, is technically mortgage because she's been paying her rent, so it's knocking the price down on the house. So then when she does buy it, it's much cheaper.
Yes, but she's now having... You're saying then, right, she's been paying this rent so she's been little. Right, how old are you saying little? Early 20s?
Well, no, obviously her mum lived there. Not
early 20s, 30s, right. How old are you now?
About...
Just an estimate.
About 65.
In her 60s, right.
69.
So she's been paying that same 30, from 30 to 65, she's been paying that same rent and bill every week. And now she's only going to have money to buy a place. Where if you'd mortgaged...
Well, no, I'm not...
Listen. Where if you've mortgaged in the first place... in 25 years, and after 35 years, she'd have that place. And it would have been hers, and she wouldn't have to pay it off anyway.
But, I'm not saying she only has the option now, I'm saying she's had the option. But, my uncle...
Well, if she started doing it in the first place, it would have been...
Yeah, but you've contradicted yourself by saying, oh, if you rent, that's fine, because basically all you've done is slate rent.
I've said.
You literally went, yeah, but if she done a mortgage, then life would be much better. Rent is just a nightmare.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm on about for things like.
I think rent's easier.
I always picture it as a phase for us. I would prefer to personally get a mortgage because it's more beneficial in the long run than to rent.
But my idea was renting, right? Is because yes, technically it's short term, but you never know what's going to happen around your house. So we could, for example, buy a house in a nice area. But then, after 10 years, all the nice people move away, and slowly scum come in and then knock the area down. So what if, like, we're surrounded by, like, just idiots? Like, we're not going to enjoy where we live. Whereas if you rent, you could... Fair enough, it might be a bit more expensive long-term.
It'll also be harder to get out of.
Well, yeah, but if you wanted to get out, I wouldn't say it's harder, because you could just go to your landlord. Well, I'm moving on. Here's my last bit of rent. Whereas a mortgage, you have to keep paying.
And then with what money are you going to put down for a new place?
You just rent another place.
Right.
Because all your money's not going on your rent. A lot of it is, but not all of it. So you will be able to save. Just because you're renting, you don't have like £2 in your name after. You'll have money. You'll just not have apparently as much if you mortgage. So what I'm saying is, right, I'm thinking of not just a nice house, right? Because you can rent a nice house with a to buy scheme, rent to buy, right? So basically, right, right. My idea is literally, it's more about if you get tired of living in the same place.
How hard do you think it is to move when you're mortgaging?
No, man, I'm just saying.
Each point that we're saying can be contradicted by the other person because of our viewpoints. Basically, what we're saying, because we could go on a tangent for this for hours, because we have before in our own personal time, but what we're saying is, do what you want. Just
if you want to move out.
Do what you want.
We went from, only move out when it's ready to, should buy a house. No, you should rent a house.
No, just fucking do what you want. Just make sure you know you're stable.
Back to the actual question, yes. Make sure you're stable. Make sure it's with the right person, because you don't want to move out and then after 2 weeks go, well, this was a mistake.
Yeah.
Know how each other live. Know how each other cope without parents. and stuff, and just make sure you find a place that isn't going to rip you off as well, because you'll be like youngish.
I can't still get my head around how we got to that point.
No, we'll find out.
How we got there.
So yeah,
I think we just started waffling and rambling, and it just we did say that on episode 1. We're just going to be waffling. So Jesus, right? Let's go over to a more light-hearted one.
Because that's all I've got anyway. So
yeah, you step in dog poo. That's a situation. That's a situation. You stepped in dog poo.
Do you wipe it on grass or pavement? Pavement.
Grass.
Alright, on pavement you get more off.
Go now grass you do because you can proper like...
I bet you get mud. You'll get mud on your shoe then as well.
Oh my gosh.
So like you'll get shit
and mud. You'll get shit on your shoe because you've stepped in shit.
But when you scrape it on concrete, it's just the concrete, and if you find like a curb is the best thing to get dog shit off. Because you just go...
But then what if your shoe's got like indents?
Then
the grass can get in the indents and scrub it like a what's it? You know the sponges where it's like one of them's the foily side.
Yeah.
It's like that.
I mean, just both. You say both.
It's both. Just wipe or whatever. It's dog poo. That last conversation's proper like took it out of us.
Also, I'm going to read one that Steph thought I said when it wasn't me.
We also think that it's not like. It's not
a joke.
Serious.
It's a joke.
I was going to say.
And
if it is...
What you did.
Flippin' heck.
Right, so someone asked, "Hi, I've been watching for a while and just wanted to say you're smashing it."
Cheers.
Right, so basically my situation is, I've been going out with my girlfriend for a while and we are quite happy, but I've started having feelings for her dad. What do I do? Well, you've asked the right man here.
I'm going to sit back and have a drink.
Because...
Well, Dad, you've noticed from the last... however long this video's been going on for. Yeah. He loves my dad.
Well, I think he's a canny fella, right? He's a good lad, he's got a good heart, and he's just... Yes. I just like the lad.
He's just yes.
So if you start having feelings for the dad, right, Jesus. What you do is you slowly pie off the lass. And then you just let him know your feelings. You look him in the eye and you go...
It starts off as a joke, but then it comes more serious undertones.
Then you start calling him daddy, subtly.
Jesus.
And then you just get with him.
You work out her schedule so you know when she's going to... Why am I helping you?
You work out when he's going to be home.
When she's not going to be home.
And then if he's got a wife, you just kill her. Because he's yours and no one else's.
Stephen, run.
Nah,
Jesus.
If this was a legit thing, like, so obviously I know it's a joke.
Yeah,
if this was a legit thing, then tell her. Tell him. Sit them both down and express your love for whoever you really want. Let your heart decide. A whole new world.
I'm praying for you. Do you want to read?
Which one?
Oh,
okay.
Technically, I have spoken to the person and that advice has passed, but it's still...
Someone asked, when you don't want to do illicit drugs, but you want to do illicit drugs, but you don't want to do illicit drugs, what do I do?
So in other words, I don't want to do drugs,
but I do want to do drugs. But I do
want to do drugs.
And what I say to that is, drugs are for mugs. Read.
Yes.
Weed, not a problem. You know, it's it's like, weeds are chilled.
Yeah.
You know,
preferably not around, personally, preferably not around me, however... Yeah.
But
you know,
if you do
what you
weed,
want your own free time.
It's chilled. Like, there's no like bad side effects and stuff. But if you do things like coke, heroin,
especially
MDMA,
heroin and stuff like that,
then you should realistically be reevaluating your life because it's not clever.
It's not big.
You don't gain anything from. You literally just wasting money.
Wait, that's not funny.
Yeah, but you end up losing too much weight because you get addicted, and then you'll need.
That's another thing. Understand your dosages. If I'm just saying, if
you're doing it in a controlled, if you plan on doing them in a controlled way, then realistically you should be doing research instead of someone just going, "Hey mate, do you want to do this line?" You should realistically go, "Well, what is it?"
What is it?
Because it might not even be the drug that you know what I mean.
Understand what you're doing. Know how much of it you're doing it. Know
your dealer. How
you're getting back. So like if you're not in the house, how are you going to be safe?
Make sure you're around someone who doesn't do them, because then
they can look after you.
Yes, Instead of being like 4 coke heads, just I'll take coke because if one of you dies, then the rest of us are gonna laugh at you.
Okay. But the advice from a personal standpoint on the both of us, prefer not to.
Yeah.
Drugs, as a lot of them have the negative. Like
I've always avoided drugs. Positives. I've never done drugs.
No.
Unless I've been roofied. But not that I'm aware of. But people I've seen do drugs, some of them are just like the state they're in now. Like,
yeah,
Jesus Christ, you just think.
Just know what you're doing and know how much of it you're doing. Just be safe.
Exactly. If you right, because I'm not completely. If you do drugs, I'm
a sort of like everyone can sort of do what they want, but just.
I mean, I'm going to say responsible manner because people who go on nights out tend to do drugs.
Yeah.
Which.
It's not the best environment, especially drinking and taking drugs. Is never a good mix.
But
I've heard.
Sometimes, and this is going to sound weird, you hear where it's sort of, I don't know how to word it, like it's not as bad as they thought it was going to be in terms of it's made the night better because I've been able to like stay awake longer.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, in my eyes, fine because they're only doing a little bit. They're not doing excessive, like ridiculous.
If you're waking up on a morning and you're like
craving drugs,
go get coke.
Aye. Then realistically you should go seek
if you can only ever have fun on a night out because you're taking your drugs.
If you can only have fun because you're on drugs, seek help.
It's not fun.
That's not fun, that's addiction.
And it's not good, yeah.
And you need help.
If it's not addiction, it's definitely a problem that you need to talk to someone about.
Exactly. What's the funniest type of comedy are you?
Is that an advice, or is that just a...
Well, it's just a question to us, so I've just read it out, so now you've got to answer
it. Dark humour.
Yeah.
I find sickly funny.
Sometimes, yes.
Like, there's always a line, obviously. However, and I get this, to be fair, I get this from my dad, the whole dark humour sort of thing. My mum hates it. But I've always got it from my dad. In that dark humour side of it's, you can always add a sort of twist, and obviously I'm not wanting to give any examples, but yeah.
I mean, I find I'm
the type, Howard, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm the type of person that can't really take anything seriously anyway, so a lot of things are funny to me.
Yeah.
But obviously I know when to not be funny.
There's a limit. I was going to say there's a limit.
But yeah, mine's pretty much dark, and also I love a good pun. Literally, if you tell me
you love dad jokes.
It's my guilty pleasure that when it comes to comedy. Like, I love a shit dad joke. Like, I told one to your dad was in spoons. Where are the spoons? You know the mayonnaise brand? Hellman's. Right. Yeah. And someone had said something stupid.
Bear in mind, we've had alcohol in our system, so sober would probably not have found it funny.
And I grabbed the mayonnaise and I went, "Oh, fucking hell, man." And her dad was decked for about 10 minutes crying with laugh. That's the type of jokes I'd like, because if someone else had said that, I would have been him in that situation. So I love that type of jokes. Just stupid jokes like that, like immature jokes.
Yeah.
That's because that's what I am, really.
Immature.
Yeah. Talking about mature subjects and that.
That's why we put a disclaimer at the start.
Okay.
I think that's it. Really?
Yeah. That's all the questions that basically got sent in. So.
The advice, yeah.
So if you have, enjoyed...
We'll do another one of these.
Eventually in the future.
At some point. Yeah. So look in the description for our links.
Our socials.
Because we post on our Instagram on the questions. I started it, I can't complain. No. In the questions, and you can type your own. We obviously keep them anonymous, we don't say anything. And that's... Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright?
So just if you've enjoyed, if you want to take our advice, you can, but we don't...
Always take it with a pinch of salt, and
don't
get offended if we've said something, because
we
went a bit... So, it's just opinion. Everyone has a different opinion.
That's my opinion!
Everyone has a different opinion. If it's not yours, I apologise, however it is mine. Respect it.
Exactly. So subscribe,
120 views, and we'll get me dad on. You'll find the man that he's in love with.
You'll
on
meet
the
the man, the
podcast
myth, the
to
legend.
find some funny
Yeah.
stories. People are going to really underestimate this in the sense of people will be like, oh, 120 views, we got dad on.
Share this video with your pals because, you know, we're trying to make something of this. You know, it'll be greatly appreciated. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
What are we saying about people that rent?
Hey.
I'm on my in for what an hour.